I'd share it with you, but then I wouldn't have any. So go get your own. Good morning, I'm Dan Mayson, and here's some news right now. So while everybody's talking about looking at the sky this August 21st to see the full solar eclipse, there's a second celestial activity coming up a little bit later. On September 1st, we will have an opportunity to see an asteroid called Florence Nightingale pass by Earth. Last time it came this close to us was 1890. It is 2.7 miles wide. It'll be passing by us at a distance about 4.4 million miles away. Next time it'll be passing by us will be the year 2500. While Florence is one of the largest asteroids tracked by NASA, it is not actually the largest. The largest we're tracking is one about 6 miles wide, which is like the one that supposedly brought about the extinction of the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. However, NASA was not around at the time to track that, so if they were able to track that one, I guess we would have seen that one coming. Then we could have saved the dinosaurs, but then we wouldn't be here. So that NASA could not have tracked that. So I guess the fact that NASA was not available to track the dinosaurs that went extinct, which showed up, the dinosaurs, except while we had leftover fossils. Anyway, never mind. All right. A study out of Sweden is getting down to the bare bone facts as to why sometimes when you add a little bit of water to whiskey, that it will actually improve the flavor. More specifically, it's a single malt Scotch whiskey they used. They know that when you add a little bit of water to the alcohol, it does not uniformly mix together, and glycolol molecules tend to bond to the alcohol molecules. By adding a little bit of water, they are repelled and pushed out of the water and tend to cluster on the surface of glass near the air. The theory is that by adding a few drops of water or a quick splash, you will of course reduce the alcohol concentration by volume, but it will allow you to enjoy the aromas while you're drinking. Bjorn Kruzon, the chemist at Linnaeus University, who wrote the paper, said that although we cannot actually see the molecules, it is inferred that they are up near the surface. Although the experiment was to conclude after a 2-week investigation, they have ordered several more bottles and they're hoping to extend it to the end of the year. They will be running the experiment over and over and over. NASA has recently compared CO2 levels of today and those of thousands of years ago. They drilled a hole into Antarctica and compared the CO2 levels trapped in little tiny air bubbles ranging back 400,000 years. The CO2 levels currently are 400 parts per million around here. Historically, going back to 400,000 years, they were ranging between 180 to 300 parts per million. To keep the experiment perfect, the ice cores were crushed in a perfectly controlled environment. That's to say, they were put into a vacuum and then measured. They don't talk about how they ever get those really long cores into the Hoover, but you know. Scientists at the University of Brussels had developed a robot with self-healing properties. For instance, they have like an artificial skin on the outside surface, usually used for picking up fruits and vegetables in like an assembly line. The artificial skin can get cut or gashed with a knife and has the ability to self-heal. Although, of course, this invokes visions of the Terminator movie featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Really, that's just your imagination running wild. Although calls to Skynet have not been returned. So, all right. When you think of Milan, you think of designer dresses. Well, a Belgian designer, Roch Simons, has taken his models down the runway with a new accessory: duct tape. Not just any duct tape. This is Roch Simons designer duct tape that can be added. Allows it, as he puts it, to absolutely the standout detail. The duct tape can be used as an accessory around the waist, or it could be used to close off your coat if you don't have a strap, or perhaps you could bring the cuffs up on your pants. The price of the roll of the tape, I mean, what would you pay for it? Like $4.29, maybe $8.44 for the designer? Nope, $200 a roll. Yeah, but can it hold a bumper on after a crash? I can no. And just when you thought things weren't going to get a little weirder, scientists have been able to introduce nanoparticles of graphene infused with water. And they were able to get this into spiders that then passed it through their system and were able to produce spider silk. Professor Nicolai Piccignol of Italy's University of Trento was the scientist who went ahead and created this new material. It is now some of the strongest material on the planet. It was measured at 5.5 gigapascals. To give you an idea, that we all know that spider webs are like stronger than steel. They have a strength of 1.5 gigapascals. So the new high strength fiber could bring about new stronger materials to be used. New super fiber fabrics are coming out. Where's Billy Nays when you need him, huh? All right, last story. My hope is you remember a story about a year ago. It was in all the news. Brexit, remember? That was British exiting from the European community. Well, looks like California is starting their own called Calexit. C-A-L-E-X-I-T. Calexit. Kind of rolls off the tongue, don't it? Anyway, fringe group looking to get started with a relaunch. They did this a couple years back. Now they're looking to separate California from the United States. They'd like to start the transaction immediately. Me, I think it's a great idea. So long, California. See you soon. Oh, here's a parting gift. It's called New Jersey. All right. Anyway, that's the news for me. August 18th, 2017. Don't forget to share, give thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.